What is going on, everybody? I know it's been a while. For eh, yeah,
Yeah, it's been a hell of a minute doing this.
yeah, ain't wrong on that one.
Change of scenery. By the way, on my end because I'm dog sitting. I usually see me in my room streaming, but this time around I'm in my living room streaming because I have the dog sit. Because my mom and dad went to the store to get a few things, so
Yep.
so I'm dog sitting. Shout out to my dog, cutie over here, just chilling.
No, most
Um,
puppies are a pain in the ass, but that's neither here nor
she's
there.
she's slightly a pain in the ass, but to me she's usually a sweetheart.
I'll tell that to
Because
me.
again, this also ties into what we're going to be talking about. With my disability, dogs are sweet. They tend to be sweet to people who they know they have disabilities. It's
It's the
always
same way. It's the same way with my two cats, even though they both kind of tolerate each other. To let's just say tolerate each other.
for my brother's cat. My brother's cat doesn't really my cat nephew. I like to call him. He doesn't really fuck with me that much. Like he just does his own
He probably
thing.
hates your ass.
No, he tolerates me too. But the thing is though, he just does his own thing. Right now he's staring at the fucking ceiling. I don't know what the hell he's staring at, but
Probably something there. He's
I
probably.
don't. Oh yeah, there's a bug there.
Yep, there it
There's a
is.
bug. You can't get it. You can't get to it, buddy. But
I'd be
yeah,
surprised if he
he
climbs
just
up the wall.
sometimes he will like shock me and he'll just lay on my lap. I'm like, oh shit, he likes me. But most of the time he doesn't like really lay with me or anything. 'Cause he just does his own thing. But my doggy sister here, she loves the hell out of me.
Yeah, and that's also
Always
true as
greets
well.
me. She this is how she greets me. She walks up to me when I get up and stuff, and I come out here, she always comes up to me, licks me in the leg, and then walks away. It's so adorable.
I mean, shoot, and that's the one thing too. And for those, and we're gonna be retouching on. I think it was either episode 2 or 3 that we talked about the school part of things.
we,
Um,
we we delved into some things with school and stuff.
but at the
Lay
time we
down,
didn't.
go lay down. Fucking want to sneak up on me, but but the thing is though, see, here comes my doggy sister wanting to chill with me.
I mean,
Aw, look at this cutie. Look at this cutie. Live on stream. Cameo appearance for my cute dog. Um,
kind of looks like that
but
one. Looks like Spud from Toy Story.
yeah, she looks like Spud, but she's not all like brown, and she's not a slinky dog. All right, or wait, no, that's the real dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's basically as cute as Spud, even though that's a cartoon character. She's real. But back to what I was saying though, like we did dive into like school life a little bit. Like
mm-hmm.
we talked about school fights, school dances. That one time where a girl asked me to dance randomly,
I
and
mean,
you
one
just
brother
sat
just
there.
looked at each other.
You just sat there, looked at me, and went.
What
I'm
the
like,
fuck?
really, motherfucker? Why do you got your ass up in the air towards me, weirdo? I don't want to see your butt. I want to see your butt. Yeah, it's my dog's sister. She slowly puts it down.
That way she
I
knows
fucking
better.
love you. I fucking love you. I'm
My
just
cats don't.
joking.
My cats don't give a shit.
Oh my god, I fucking love this dog. She doesn't know that I
But
was
the thing
joking.
is, too, it's like, yeah, I mean, we talked about it. I mean, Tyler, like I said, Tyler said it best. School fights. Which teachers we love.
Dude, I swear to you, I'm gonna retouch on this one fight that we saw. Like we literally saw it.
I think it was
Right?
over spaghetti, if I remember correctly.
No, that was your brother. I'm talking about our fight. It was like me, you, and Dorian were sitting in that table.
Yeah.
And then, like, to our right, we see two girls just duking it the fuck out.
Yeah, it was.
Punches, man.
I'm sorry, but
It was a
the
full-on,
funniest
like,
fight was
WWE
them
brawl.
two other girls fighting over spaghetti. Literally, like, who fights over spaghetti? Like, I wanted someone to ask me to answer that question.
It was like, here, your brother was like, yo, you should tell the story of when I saw like two people fighting over spaghetti. I'm like, what the fuck,
dude? Like,
and then he was like, yeah, man, they were throwing spaghetti. They were throwing. I'm like, oh my god.
The typical food fight.
They were throwing a fucking 2-man food fight because of this shit.
But and that's the thing too, is like school life, I would say, and I know it's different from everybody for those who, and take it from me, who's, had
Bro,
a,
you're more able-bodied than me. That's the thing.
well,
So my
well,
experiences will be a lot different than yours.
true, but I wasn't going to go in that direction.
Yeah.
But at the same time, but I was going to say, since
Not
coming,
invalidating you with autism because that is a disability, but
which, yeah, I want to touch on that.
yeah.
For those who don't know, yeah, I'm highly functional autistic. As you may not notice, like, do I look like it? Absolutely not.
Do
But
you
I
act
do
like
actually
it?
have
Do
it.
you act like it? Fuck no.
Sometimes I do. I do.
There's some quirks that I do notice from you, but most of the time, you're just an average fucking person to me, dude. Yeah, I don't even tell you have autism. I still don't, even
Yeah, a
though
lot of
I
people
know
don't know
you
that
do. Like,
because it's like it doesn't really show. But I have a tendency, and Tyler said about it too. Yeah, I have these certain quirks, and I have a tendency to miss social cues at times. And yeah, at
at
times
times,
I'm
but
also
most of
oblivious
the
to my
time, you don't miss.
surroundings.
Here's the thing, though. At times, you miss social cues. Like, there's been a few times where it's like I'm talking, you would just cut in. That's a
Yeah,
social cue that you miss because it's like your
and
brain
it's still,
doesn't like say. Your brain doesn't really say like let the person finish until I'm like
and it's
hold,
still,
I'm
and it
like,
still carries over.
and I always say hold up, bro, let me finish. You're like, oh, sorry, and I say it nicely because I know it's a social cue that you miss because it is
Yeah,
autism.
yeah,
Like I try to say like hold on, bro, let me get my point across before you start speaking, brother.
yeah.
And
Even though my
then
brain goes like a million miles an hour, but that's
but that everybody's brains do that. That's just like you probably have like ADHD and shit too.
I do have ADHD, and for
That's why.
those,
That has nothing to do with autism. Trust me.
look, it's like those are like the two things that I don't know should never even go together. Like
Autism and ADHD.
it's like fucking like depression, anxiety. It's like how do those two things end up together? Like,
Oh, I'm scared, but I'm sad. That one comedian that explains it. He goes, "How the hell does how the hell does depression and anxiety go together?" He goes, "Oh, I'm scared, but I'm sad."
sad, which I still, and I
That
have
fucking
both.
shit still kills me.
That's the funny thing. Like I have both. In
You're scared, but you're sad.
I was like, oh god, it's I still could still think about it. Say, how did those two fucking thing to?
You can be scared and sad at the same time. Shockingly enough.
Yeah, even though I'm still find that hilarious because like the polar opposites.
They're like it's like a North Pole and a South Pole just compressed into each other.
What's going on, normal guy?
But
Hey, what's going on,
anyway,
babe?
let's dive. Normal guy, my homie's girl
Yeah,
Kayla.
sir.
Boop.
But at the same point,
Hey, your girl just booped us.
I'm happy.
She booped me. Am I worthy?
In a way, yeah.
I'm worthy.
All I can say is just don't piss her off.
I'm not, dude. She
That's
is a
just all I'm
black.
gonna say on that.
She is a black woman. I am not going that far and pissing her off.
Well, luckily
Don't-
she ain't all I can say is luckily she is not a Latino woman.
Oh, she's
That's
Latino?
even worse.
She's Latino too?
No, I'm just saying.
No. Or women from Jersey. They're bad too.
Yeah.
You
that's
piss
also
them
true.
off, run.
Yeah, you don't mouth off to you just don't mouth off to women in general because you know
This
it's
is
gonna
why on Monday night when Liv Morgan told Dom that she wasn't mad, I'm like, dude, she is mad. Run the fuck away now.
But anyways, though, kind of go back to the school experiences though. Like me and Tyler have different experiences, when we moved up here. For me, I can tell you this from wholeheartedly, I struggled in the South Carolina school system because
We
number
both
one, when I tell you, I told Tyler this too multiple times that the South is ass backwards.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm not even joking. They are
Like they barely have any. They do have IEPs and shit down there, but they don't utilize it like Jersey does, and that's properly utilized. Is they don't have teachers' aides.
yeah. And here's
In Jersey, they had teachers' aides. Some teachers' aides I liked. Some I absolutely hate. Or it was like maybe one or two that I absolutely hated. The other ones that I had, super fucking nice.
I always got the good ones.
I remember and it still cracks me up. Remember the fucking math teacher's aide from freshman year? I
Um.
forgot his name. He was the wrestling coach too.
Oh, Tom
He's still
McConnell.
Doctor. Yeah, Mr. McConnell. I remember when I told him I was moving, he legit got mad at me
I remember
because he
that.
liked me that much as a student.
Was
Like
was this
he got mad at me for moving.
was this
God
when you moved to
damn.
Belmar? If I'm not mistaken, this is where the story goes.
Huh?
Is this when you moved to Belmar? Like
It's
the
when I
next.
moved to Belmar. It was like right after.
Really? That's the.
I told him I'm moving and this is my last year in Gloucester. He got mad at me.
Oh, he did.
He got mad at me. Yo,
I remember I laughed at your ass.
Hi.
And
Good girl. Good girl. Come back here. Good girl. Good girl.
I guess the doggy
Got
sister's acting up.
Good girl. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, girl. Stand your ground. But yeah, like he got mad at me.
I remember I laughed at your ass during lunchtime.
I'm like, I came back because I think it was like literally the last day of me being there. He literally took me out of class and walked me. He's like, "You want to take a walk?"
Yeah, I remember that clearly.
This motherfucker gave me a stern talking to about moving. Okay,
that's it's like
I'm like it's not on me. Like my
and
parents wanted to move.
Not to mention it's a fucking town over, like for crying out loud.
It was a fucking town over. It's not like I'm gonna go far. He's acting like I'm moving. Like he acted like I was moving a state or like 5 states away. I was moving a town over. Like I'm not going far.
Yeah, that's true. And the way I look at this too, it's like going back to before, as looking at it, because I've always been, and I still love the people that I still have down there in the South. The problem that I always had with it is like I've been very heavy critical of the school system there because at the time they just left me to fucking struggle. And
you know what they did? You know what they did with me, and it pissed me off. It's like down there they have like a thing where it's like in middle school where it's like if you get written up a certain amount of times, get sent to the principal's office. Usually you have like these like big offenses to get written up, like you're skipping school or you got into a fight, those things, which normally you should get written up for anyway. But there was a teacher I absolutely hated when she did this shit. I got written up a lot because of this shit, or not a lot, but some, like most of the time, not most of the time, like some of the time, right?
Yeah,
for missing homework assignments. Missing one homework assignment, she writes me up. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oy, fucking vey. Like,
I'm like, this is a joke. This is a fucking joke. Like I missed one homework assignment. You write me up like I got into a fight. And I hated that school system. And it was like and it wasn't just that math teacher, or it wasn't just that teacher. It was the school fucking policy there. I was like, "Are you fucking?"
See, for me, because I was in Greendale Elementary at the time, and it was lax for the most part. But the problem that I had with Greendale, and I love the teachers, I still remember some of the teachers that are still there.
Yep.
But the problem is, it's like, and Tyler said it best too. Like they never properly utilized the IEP system compared to Jersey. So basically, obviously I've told this story that, yeah, I was the oldest out of my graduating class at 19 years old, which typically, typically your grad class is 17, 18 years old. Problem, and that goes back to and this kind of also ties into that, considering the fact I got held back in 3rd grade because these teachers decided to let me fucking pretty much suffer through school. And then over time, it's like,
come here.
And then my mom, thought it would probably been a better idea. Yeah, that is true. Greendale was lax for me. Well, for me, it was a little bit lax in terms of the rules. But you still get rid.
Yeah, but like it's still bad. Like down there, they're like so strict about shit.
Which
like
fucking
You're
dumb.
telling me missing a homework assignment is
It's
just
gonna get you right up.
is like an offense? Like you got into a fight with somebody in school? Like, come on.
Because I remember I used to miss one homework assignment, because obviously, we had time to make it up. So we were kind of, we had that privilege,
For
so
me,
to speak.
for me in middle school, like and in high school, I started to get a bit lazy with the homeworks.
Yeah, I remember you. I remember you
I
tell me
was
a lot.
I was missing homework assignments and shit. Like there's been a few times where I'm like getting D's, like to like fucking pass high school. Not those D's, Rob. Shut the fuck up. Not those D's. I know you're
Dude.
saying not those. I don't roll that way. I'm talking about the letter. All right, not the orifice on our bodies, Rob.
Anyways, but for me though,
Like I was passing with like a low level, like passing grade.
I
was never
mean, if
passing
I
with
had
an
to think of your GPA would probably have been shit.
A. My GPA is probably like a 1 point whatever the hell. Like
I
I don't even
remember
know what my GPA
mine
is.
because I remember mine. It's like a 3. Mine was like a 3.7 or 3.5.
It's
So
because either A, I'm forgetful at times, and I usually am. I still forget shit. Or I'm a lazy
I mean,
fuck.
that's
And
no
I'm
surprise.
still a lazy fuck at times, you know?
Shocker.
I'm still a lazy fuck. Yo, shut the fuck up, bitch.
I mean, look,
But
I got nowhere to talk too. I'm a little bit lazy at times too because, first of all, I don't as cold as look because I get it. It's winter. I don't want to don't do shit.
it's usually like in dude, like I feel like in high school, I understand people not wanting to do homework after
It's
school.
boring.
Bro, for one, we just got off from doing fucking all this work from 8 o'clock in the morning to fucking or not even 8 o'clock, like 7:30.
Yeah, the
To
fact
like
we get
2:30 to 3 o'clock. So I understand why some kids didn't want to do their homework. I understand it. They wanted to come home and chill.
chill for a bit, and then, well, call me crazy, but I was one of those kids. I say I'll chill for like 15, 20 minutes and get right on my homework.
Me, I didn't even. It was either I would say, here's what I would do. And I remember doing it, saying that I didn't have homework for this certain class when I did, and I have homework for other classes. So I did the homework for like some of the classes that I wanted to do homework for, and some that I didn't want to do it for. I just didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like look me.
But I
I
somehow
can
still graduated high school, which is shocking.
me like, and here's the thing, and this because it kind of ties into a lot of the struggles I had, dealing with autism and the learning disabilities I had to go through. My mom decided since coming back up here, decided to take a chance and put me in public schooling, instead of, put me in like vocational schools. Hold up, my mom's calling me.
Best decision she ever made because this friendship wouldn't have blossomed. Best decision she ever made was sending Rob to public school because he met me and this friendship blossomed. Yeah, I honestly feel sad for those teachers because a lot of them are doing that type of thing on the side because they're not getting enough money for
Sorry
teaching.
about that.
I agree with this comment here that Steven just made about teachers making extra money on OnlyFans because they're not getting paid enough. I feel for those teachers.
And that's the funny thing.
And they're getting fired for it. Newsflash, you idiots that they're firing these fucking female teachers for this shit.
Well, it also depends on the state too, because I've also heard that Jersey, I know it takes.
I understand that, but they're you want to know why they're doing this shit, and you're firing these teachers is because you're not paying them enough fucking money.
You ain't wrong on that one.
A lot of these teachers are getting shit on, and because they're not getting paid enough.
And plus too, like, and they're like on the.
You know
they're
how many bad kids they have to teach?
A lot.
Give them a pay raise.
Tyler, this is the way I look at it. Remember, they're teaching the one of the worst generations of all time in Generation Alpha.
Oh my god.
The iPad kid generation.
There are fucking teachers out here quitting on the spot because of how bad kids are.
I don't fucking blame them.
Like it's to that point. It is to that.
It's like kids nowadays.
They're at the breaking points half the time, and it's sad.
Kids nowadays, and I'm going to say it. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them. Fuck them kids.
But in all seriousness, though, you know, there's a lot of things that I love my mom to death, and the fact she even took it because no, a lot of things do go unsaid. Like I don't really thank her enough for a lot of the shit she's done. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit of an asshole at times, growing up, but I mean, but
I
the
was,
fact
just, I was the same way too, brother. I was a bit of an ass,
but
but
just to see her, actually had the not say the just had the belief that I can do well in the public schooling system, rather going to like this like a special needs school or vocational school and whatnot. And as it worked out. I mean, I got the Barry Hamill Award for that specific reason. I got a couple of awards from the Board of Education. I
met this
mean,
motherfucker.
yeah, and it's one of those things. It's like I just it's for I have a hard time saying thank you. I'm one of like it's really hard because for those who kind of don't know much about me, I'm more of my mom than anything else because I do. Yeah, I'm a big softie.
I'm on both.
I get
I'm on
most of my
both ends.
traits from my mom.
I'm
I
on
got her
both ends of that fucking. I'm on both ends of that fucking spectrum, Rob. I got my father's looks and my mom's fucking attitude.
The thing is, too, I pretty much got my mom. I got my mom's dimples. I got I got my ass from her because
Shit about your mom?
No, I said I'm like no, I said I'm like I'm on both ends of the spectrum. I said I got my dad.
dude,
My
stop
mom's
with the most
attitude.
comedic fucking.
That's right. You got your mom's bitchy attitude.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I heard that.
Shit from nobody.
No, I do not, Mom. You are right. That's my mom. Shout out my mom on the YouTube space.
Yeah.
And my dad just told me shut up live on stream.
Hi, Rob.
Ow,
Hi.
motherfucker!
That-
Fucking dog jumped on me. God, that hurt like a bitch. I took shit from I ate shit from a dog, y'all. I took that.
Oh, that.
No, she's cute. Okay, I take shit from her.
What are you trying to say? We're not cute?
Oh, you're a good looking motherfucker. Don't you got my mom. You're one out, so you're a good looking motherfucker.
And this is one thing too, and actually, this is another thing too. I forgot to mention too, because a lot of the guys, and this also ties into my school experiences. Since with the baseball doing a lot 4 years of baseball, a lot of the guys actually, I kid you not, call my grandfather my dad because I mean, he's kind of been.
I kind of had those vibes with him, your grandfather.
Yeah.
It didn't give me like grandfather vibes. It gave me kind of like the father figure.
I mean, I still talk to my biological dad almost anytime I chance to get. But really looking at my grandfather, Bob, that's another Robert in my family. So yeah, but
here's my thing. I don't call you Bob. I call you Rob.
Dude, if anybody look, I would have no. I wouldn't get upset if anybody call me Bob, but I would just feel old.
Bob ain't really an old name though. Bob is just Bob. It's basic as hell. It can go with any It could go with any generation.
And the way that I look at it, it's the fact that
if I ever call you Bob, don't think of it as like a 1950s name. Think of yourself as the freaking water boy, okay?
Oh yeah, Bobby.
If you know, you know.
But the most common. Yeah, I remember you. She called me that a few times.
Robbie.
Yeah.
Robbie.
Which is, I don't mind it, but I'm very picky of how people. I'm very picky of how people call me. Because there's a few needs. It could be from Robert, Rob.
If my name was Robert, Robbie would skeeve me out as a name. It would.
I mean, I'm also okay with it. I mean, it's not one of the worst.
Like, there's some people that don't even call me Tyler.
There is a few times
where they either call me like any nickname other than Son or Ty. That's it. Tyler, they don't even say that shit.
Or Hot Wheels.
Or Hot. Don't know. That t-shirt, shout out to that motherfucker. Because I use that
but
like a logo in my room. I have a logo in my room. I'll have to show it to you guys probably later this stream because I'll be going to my room soon. That I have one that has like a wheelchair with like flames coming out the back. It's like the handicap symbol
yes,
has flames coming out
I
the
think
back.
I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, like there's flames coming out of the wheels, and I have on the bottom it says Tyler's Hot Wheels.
But I
The
mean,
dopest thing ever.
but besides that, I mean, there was a few times where people call me fucking Mike, and I looked at him like, I was like,
Do I look like
Mike?
a fucking Mike to you?
I was like, do I look like a Mike? Yeah, I get it. My middle name's Michael, but where the fuck did you get Mike from?
Honestly, I'm like, if I wanted to make up a fake name just to not have people actually know me, if I had an alias, that's the word. If I had an alias, my name is Michael because I'm using my middle name. I'm gonna rip that out. It's right there.
Tyler, you don't have the same middle name. Middle name.
Same middle name. Went to the same school. We're best friends for 14 fucking years.
I mean, the fact I had to put up with your ass, but I mean,
I had to pull up with your ass, man. I had to pull up with your ass. What are you talking about, man?
But I mean, in short, there was a few times like I do have my certain pet peeves. One in particular is one of my biggest ones is when people fuck up my last name because
how do you fuck up Lyle? That's my question.
Here's the thing. People fuck it up to the point where they say Kyle's like I was like, oh god.
You're a letter short. You are a letter
short. I was
short.
like, oh, it's like if you keep doing that, I'm gonna because my brain's telling me it's like you do that again, I'm gonna snap your neck like a glow stick. I am kid you not. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh, that's a good question, Ivan. The first new Raw on Netflix, we love it. We love it. Are there hopes high for the new platform? Yes. Our hopes are very high. But back to what the show entails. My experience in high school was a bit like, in a way, different, but kind of like I feel like I was the kind of popular in high school, like kind of, but really,
I wasn't. I was that.
But really, that popularity was kind of fake, because most of the people that I was chill with in high school, we don't talk anymore because they pitied me because of my disability. They just pitied me. They just felt bad. They were just friends with me because they just felt bad.
Yeah, because you're handicapped.
Because I'm a handicapped kid in high school. Like they just felt bad for me. My only true friend in high school, not high school, but like for like 7th to 9th grade was you. And then I went to the other high school that I went to. I had a few true friends, but other than that, like the people that I fuck with, they didn't really fuck with me. So
yeah, because it's like people don't give a shit nowadays.
Yep. We're talking about our life experiences in high school as like disabled kids.
Yeah, and that's kind of funny too. That was this topic I came out at the expense of last night's NXT stream.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tyler. I mean, if anybody would have to go what I had to go through in my shoes, I mean, just consider the fact I've talked about a lot of them. I mean, I've been always wanted to off myself on more than one occasion.
Yeah, we're getting vulnerable here. Kind of, I'm gonna go to my room because it is. I don't know,
but a lot of people like this is why a lot of times people like I even told people said, look, I get you got I can appreciate the sympathy, but put yourself in my shoes for who's been bullied constantly. Almost reached my breaking point, almost offing myself on multiple occasions as a 9-year-old. Number 3. Sorry, I can't fucking count. Don't start, asshole. But
I was going to.
I've been hospitalized a few times. Like I said, it really a lot of people don't really understand. I almost reached my breaking point in early in my life.
There's been a few
And
times I went there too. I was in that dark fucking
I
path
mean, the
too,
fact
bro.
that I even snapped
I had to go to therapy for that shit.
me, I
Yeah,
did it.
right, Mom?
Well, technically, I did through the crisis center.
Yeah, I had to go to therapy for that shit. I'm
I
better
think
off
I
now.
remember spending the last time I was in the crisis center. I think I spent like about 3 to 4 weeks.
Now there's
Give or
been a few times where I didn't like. I've never been to a crisis center, luckily enough. But
me, I had to because I got put on suicide watch.
there was like a few times where I was like lashing out and I was like in that dark cloud and shit like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fucking therapy for this shit.
Yeah. Me, on the other hand, I made the ultimate mistake of holding that shit in for years. I didn't tell my mom about it till after my 21st or my 22nd birthday, and explained, because I had held that shit in for decades. For
Yeah, I mean,
almost
people are like that, with like the mental health shit. It's like they like to hold it in and they don't really like to express themselves in that way, and it's like
even to this day, I hate. I don't hate how to express. I just have a hard time expressing, how how I feel, B, yeah, pretty much just how I feel in general.
oh no.
Um,
And like my mom just told me just now, it's easier for some people to hide it, but for me, it's gonna come out eventually, and it will, because it's harder for me to bottle that shit up because it'll come out.
Well, for me, it felt like I was going to explode like a volcano.
That's how I'm. It's like it builds up and builds up, and I just explode. But I went to therapy for it to try to suppress that and try to stop those thoughts, and those thoughts aren't even coming in.
I will tell you this too, man.
You know what's in my brain right now? My brain is like a fucking radio. It's like random songs are in my head. Like it's now like a damn radio. I don't have like dark thoughts anymore. It's like it's just like a fucking radio.
I mean, for me, as most times, I've been writing a lot of the shit that I write. I just write, just write my feelings out because
I was told to do that. I wrote what my therapist told me was like writing a letter to like my mind and shit like that. I did that and shit that helped. Also, I have
there was a few times where I've written a letter to my my inner kid, my inner 5-year-old, and when I tell you like that shit fucking stung like a bitch. And I had to tell my
it does initially. It's like
there was a few times I felt like a failure, and a lot of times, I had my self-doubts about myself. A lot of people,
man. That's how it was with me. I had my self-doubts, and I feel like it really came to a head was when I was starting to lose those people that were pitying me. Because it's like now it feels like nobody was really there for me when it came to like friendships.
I mean, then here I come.
This motherfucker stayed in. He's like, nah.
Because because look, yeah, I saw they was handicapped, but I look past that. I have this thing where like I look past if you're mentally challenged, or in this case, Tyler having spina bifida and whatnot. Because a lot of the shit that he had to go through. I just see him just more as my best friend, my brother for the last, holy fuck, 14 years, and I still
14 fucking years of this shit, bro.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he's pretty much ride or die until then.
Yeah. And
it's
me, obviously, it's a lot different because, like we just said earlier in the stream, like when you look at Rob, you can't really tell he's autistic.
Yeah, but in reality, I am.
When he first told me he was autistic, I had like this shocked look on my face. I'm like, really?
Yeah. Tyler was had that skeptical look. It's like, yeah, because I did had to. I had because doctors down south never picked it up. They just was like, oh, you have this, you have ADHD, whatnot, and be on your merry way. Yeah. But coming up here, like the doctor, and I've noted, and there's a lot of things too, and this also kind of ties into this too. Since moving up here, and I've been, and like life has been somewhat easy, since then. I've learned to embrace, yeah, I'm a weirdo. I mean, shit. I mean, yeah. There's times where people call me Captain Oblivious because I'm very oblivious to my surroundings. Like, and that's a lot of times part that also kind of ties into me missing my social cues at times. It's not just like Tara said, I have a tendency to cut them off, which not my fault, and because obviously it's one of the minor social cues that I tend to miss. But at the same time, it's
Don't
like
let it out.
wait.
No,
Wait,
mom
what?
had like a slushy or an icy, and apparently I don't. My dad put it. She didn't drink it right away, and my dad had to put it back in the freezer. I'm like, don't let it melt.
Don't let that shit melt.
So you didn't drink it right away.
But yeah,
you get melted.
And I'll tell you this too, is like, and look, even in school, me and Tyler, we weren't how should I say, not the most well liked by high school standards, I guess you could say. Well, Tyler, I think, had a little bit easier since when he went to Triton.
I
Me
feel
on
like
the other,
people in Triton were like a lot kinder, and they didn't pity me as much,
and unlike me,
It's Coke.
I just stayed away from everybody, quite honestly, because I know. Okay, here's the thing. This is how crazy it's going to sound coming out of my mouth. When Tyler moved to Triton, at first it stung me because it's like, this bastard was my get out of school free card, so screw you on that part. But at the same time, it's like every lunchtime, it's like I just wanted to be alone. I mean, it's lunchtime was, I guess you could say, it hasn't really been the same.
Lunchtime wasn't the same. Trust me. When I left you and high and dry and lost her, you're still mad at me for the get out of jail free card thing. I know you are.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember after high school, right? And this is a funny story. This was like the last like 2 years, and I'm in like math class and shit. And this motherfucker goes, and he wheels me out of the. No, this was 9th grade, my final year.
Yep.
And this motherfucker goes, "Thank you," and he wheels me out 5 minutes early out of class.
And I just walked home.
And dude, I'm on the bus. I look over. This motherfucker ain't going back to class for the 5 minutes. He's walking all the way home. I'm like, what the?
I pretty much did that, and we did pretty much that. I think for the most part. But
we mentioned the cafeteria, and mom brought up a picture of her in high school.
Oh Jesus!
And her and her friends, of course, doing one of these.
I mean, it's also ironic too, like how a lot of friendships start is in the cafeteria. That's where most friendships fucking at the randomest place in school is like, oh, let's go make friends in the cafeteria because we love to eat food.
Homer.
But I mean,
when that show was at the height of its popularity, now it's overstaying its freaking welcome.
It's predicting 2025 already.
Stop predicting it.
Yeah, you're wrong. But
it says.
Yeah, it's a Carpenter's new drink.
Sabrina's brown sugar shaken express.
In a way, I kind of want to try it. In an odd way, seeing ads for that.
Yeah, it's.
Aww.
Sorry,
I'm distracted. Mom's showing me pictures right now. All this shit.
But I mean, like I said, it's crazy how a lot of friendships start in the fucking cafeteria out of all places in the school.
Dude, I swear, it's like every friendship starts in that fucking cafeteria. I don't understand. Like, I have no idea how that works.
I still.
Mom just made a comment saying the cafeteria is awesome. It in fact was.
Yeah, it is awesome because we love to eat. It's also best too the fact that
make friends while eating, and that's what we did.
Well, here's the thing, and we talked about this a lot in the very first episode of pretty much how we met, because I want to go back to that, touch more on that. It's like,
literally, yeah.
But really, as we talked about,
me down because I literally was wheeling like past you in my wheelchair. I was wheeling past you.
I was like, shit, come sit with me.
I thought you were gonna make a joke. I'm like, don't you dare make a fucking joke. No, but
Well, I did have a joke, but I was like, you know what?
but
I'm
you,
just gonna
you say
hold
you
it.
say
Hold.
hey, you say yo. You literally were like, yo, want to sit with me? I'm like, okay. You
Yeah.
know, like I didn't have like, of course I'm not gonna have anybody. I had just moved up from the South. All my friends were in South Carolina at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and let me tell you another fucking story, right? I think me losing my Southern accent. I think losing my Southern fucking accent kind of failed me. If you think about it,
Yeah, it kind of
because
did a
in
little bit.
seventh grade, dude, in seventh grade, I had an accent, and I swear I was a chick magnet in seventh grade, bro.
Yeah, you kind of did for the
After I
most part.
lost after after I lost that accent, all that went away. I'm like, fuck.
I mean, shoot. Me, on the other hand, well, let's just say I played a game of chicken for the most part. Because yeah, I'm going to admit this too. In school, I was afraid of girls.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. The girls came flocking to me. I didn't flock to them. Back in seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth
Me,
grade, ninth grade that went away. So at that point, I lost my accent. So I lost the spunk, Rob. I lost the spunk.
yeah, you lost that. Oh god,
Once I lost that spunk, I got incredibly more scared to talk to a girl.
I remember
I'm like, yo, there goes that.
because it's like, yeah, I'll be flat out in a minute. I was afraid to talk to women in school
When I
because
got
for the
crushes in high school, Rob, when I got crushes in high school, I completely avoided that.
same,
Completely avoided it.
same
I let
here
that shit fucking pass every time.
because it's like, it's because the way I look at this, it's like, and some of the girls that I remember I had crushes on, it's like, yeah, I really was self doubting myself. It's like, yes, but then again, like, who would even want to take a chance on a quirky outcast? I guess you could say.
And me, it wasn't because I was an outcast or I was disabled or anything like that. I'm not the best looking motherfucker.
Eh,
I,
that was
I'm
a,
I'm not good looking. Not to me, I'm not good looking.
well, no surprise there because you break a lot of mirrors anyway. So,
You motherfucker, bitch.
I
Yep.
I had to take another shot at you.
Motherfucker, you're just taking shots after shots. But yeah, I don't consider myself a good looking guy. So
I tend to disagree with that.
listen, you're my brother. All right, you of course.
Take it for a guy who's about to lose his fucking hair before he's at the age of 30.
You see this? You see this shit? I'm fucking balding on the sides.
Dude,
I'm starting to.
I know my legs not the.
You're at the nowhere. You're at the tail end of that. You're done. You need to shave that shit off and fucking shine that shit.
Dude, I'm gonna be like a fucking shiny milk dud.
Do the rock treatment. Do the rock treatment and shit. Just shave the shit off. Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna say myself, I'm like the white version of a milk dud.
You know what? I do see.
I mean,
you with a tan would be a milk dud. I'm telling you that right now. You with a tan would be a milk dud.
I do tan easily, which is kind of funny for someone who has
In the
Irish
summer,
ancestry.
guys, he is a milk dud.
Well, and it's kind of funny too
But
to
anyway,
mention
back
it
to-
too that yeah, part of I had part Irish and I tan with no problems. No, yeah, I have a tendency to burn a little in certain areas. Because let's be real, if anybody has ever gotten sunburned, that shit.
Even my pale, dude. Everybody does. Even my pale ass burns.
Dude, you're probably like hiss like a vampire. It's like as soon as you step outside the house.
I start fucking. Yep.
Do you want any of these raviolis or no?
No, thank you. But literally, I was gonna make a Twilight joke, but it'll make me seem like a Twilight fan. Fuck.
Oh God, don't.
I was about to say,
Can we not bring up Twilight? Because
I was about to say I'm gonna be sparkling in that damn sun. You kidding me?
dude, I kid you not. I remember I ranted to you of how bad that ruined vampires for me.
Dude, I ran into you because I watched that shit. I'm like, that was the most poorly acted bullshit that I've watched.
And it was bad enough that we had to read the fucking books in school. I was like, fuck,
No,
I don't want to read this shit.
The only books that was a movie tie-in that we read in high school was Hunger Games, and that movie was way fucking better.
I also love Divergent too, which was also great too.
I can't believe they axed the fucking third one because the second one didn't do hot. I'm like, fuck. I love those
Yeah.
movies.
But I mean,
But
like,
I'm glad they finished Hunger Games. That movie franchise was really good. Not gonna lie.
dude, I remember used to reading, like, listen to like an audiobook on the old big fat iPods that you get from like the IT.
Dude, I forgot what was it? Sulpicio that had that shit.
Yeah, it's Miss Sulpicio's class.
I was like, what are we in 2007? What are these?
Yeah,
I wanted to
I
say that.
think.
To myself.
Oh God, what was it? 2012.
It was 2012.
Which Apple product came? Because the first iPhone the first iPhone came out 07.
First iPhone came out in 07. I think it was like the current iPod because they didn't have the touchscreen iPod till like 2014.
Okay, so that was the iPod Nano you're talking about. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry.
No, the Nano was the smaller ones, the ones that didn't
That's
have
the iPod Shuffle. The square ones are the shuffles.
No, she had the shuffle. It was the shuffle. She had the shuffle.
Which is kind of funny too. I still have my iPod Shuffle to this day.
Now, she gave us that because it was like an audio book as well.
Which was weird.
Dude, it kind of made me go, you know what? I kind of like reading books with audio.
Like
just sitting here reading it.
And now
making
it's
up a voice in my head. Like an audio book, that hits.
God, I was gonna say this too, though. It's like, and I remember too, like because playing a lot of Deadpool, and the first time, because when I first got it for the PS4, that was the first time I ever played the game itself. Because I never played on the PS3, never had it on the Xbox 360.
I want to have that game so bad, so I can just play that one part, which just keep slapping the shit out of Wolverine.
Yeah, you can get an achievement for that too.
That's for making me love you.
Love you.
Like,
and it's also kind of crazy too. When I played a lot of Black Ops 1 and 2, Rick Toffin always somehow gets me like tickles the funny bone.
Rick Toffin or fucking the other guy.
You talking about Nikolai or Dempsey?
Nikolai.
Dude, Nikolai was on something else.
Nikolai cracks me up. The voiceovers that he had, like the lines he had, they're funny as hell.
For me, it was Rick Toffin and Slate because it's like, just imagine a German Deadpool, which is crazy enough as it sounds, but yeah, Nolan North did voice.
It's not that crazy. If you watch Deadpool the movies or you read the comics of Deadpool, it's the same fucking thing, but it's in like German.
Oh, so John L. brings an interesting question. Most embarrassing moment? Oh Jesus! I wouldn't say this embarrassing.
I already said this so many times because Rob was there and he laughed at me. Was when I had my crutches and I completely ate shit in the hallway going to the nurse's office in front of this motherfucker.
I literally cackle like a hyena.
You
like
cackled like a
Lion
fucking
King.
hyena, and I just look at you like, motherfucker. You're lucky.
I mean, shoot. Like, that's
all I fucking had on me was a bruise.
The fact you walked away with a bruise
is obviously sent me back to fucking class because I wasn't even hurt. Like I was a little bit banged up, but I wasn't hurt enough to where it was like I had a broken bone. But this motherfucker cackled so loud like a dumb idiot. There's classrooms down that fucking hallway.
Dude, so to put it in the context of it, because I mean, if you want to put the Disney comparison of how loud I was cackling, think of Ed from The Lion King. That's yeah, pretty much the stupid hyena out of the three. That's pretty much.
I'm the other hyena in that movie. He just has like a mean ass.
Like, shut up, Ed.
As they're cackling, like, shut the fuck up.
Because even though as fucked up as I am, well, I was hoping he will break something and say, "Well, sucks to be you, doesn't it?"
You were hoping I broke something?
Yeah, I never told you that,
dude.
Because that's where our first
bring me in the fucking hospital with a fucking cast on my leg, and you'd be like pointing and laughing.
Like, ha ha. That's what you get, like, asshole.
Bitch.
But I mean, that's kind of where the entire twisted sense of humor kind of very first started, is when him eating shit on the school linoleum floor. Just whoop.
And the thing is, though, it wasn't because of it was because of human error, because I didn't know how to use fucking crutches.
Which I kind of felt bad a little bit. So okay, so yeah, it's a new thing for him because he's always been accustomed to the wheelchair.
Don't feel bad, because at that point, after I got up, I'm laughing my ass off too.
And ever since then,
it was funny. And what best friend doesn't laugh at their other best friend eating shit on the floor? Boop. falling.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse if you ate shit on the football field before they renovated the damn thing.
Motherfuckers waited until like a lot of years after
Always when we leave, it's always when we leave, they finally do shit. I'm thinking myself,
I literally saw that they did that. I'm like, you motherfuckers waited till I
it's like you
graduated.
couldn't do that when we were in school, or the
You
fact that
had a
renovated
disabled-
the varsity
You had a
baseball.
disabled man in your school that went to this school and you didn't fix the fucking field. I mean, like, you're lucky I wasn't but there is also like some like good moments too. What's up, Daniel? Speaking of that football field, that time I joined the football team, fucking running joined the football team.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was gonna fucking happen. I'm like, I'm gonna shoot my shot here. It happened. I'm like, oh shit. I wasn't a player. I was basically their fucking disabled cheerleader / water boy. But
he was the Bobby Boucher of Gloucester High.
no, I wasn't. But I wasn't though, because Bobby Boucher eventually plays for them.
I mean,
I
true,
never
but
got to play.
But you were still the water boy.
I was.
So, I mean, you had something.
I gave him that high quality H2O. That's what I did.
But
rate sucks, bitch.
And I'll say this too though. Like I take it from me. Like I've done a lot of sports, even in junior high. I did soccer at one point. I kid you not. I was on a breakaway goal. If Tyler would have seen me slip at the worst possible time,
so wait a minute. You mean to tell me you Daniel Jones on the field?
In a way, yeah. So okay, so here's the backstory to this. So I didn't know who we were playing at the time. I was on the breakaway goal. I slipped and still got the shot off, and I hit the fucking crossbars. And I said, "Fuck!"
You know what would have been?
I felt embarrassed.
Honestly, I would have found it if I was there. I would have found it so fucking badass if you slipped, you kicked the fucking ball, and you made it.
Well, at the time, I didn't. I was too broke. We were too broke to pair because I had to play in tennis shoes, so I didn't have to wear cleats.
That's why. That's the purpose of cleats. If you're on the grass, your shoes don't have traction.
The problem,
here's
the thing. The problem is cleats at that time were a little bit expensive. So I just
crazy. They were crazy.
So I was like, screw it. Let's say, look, if I bust an ankle, fuck it. It'll be worth it.
Fuck it. It'll be worth the hospital trip. They're like, fuck it. They'll be like, fuck it. It's worth the hospital trip. I got insurance.
and here's the funny thing too. It's like, for the most part, I had no issues up to that point.
Yeah. Yo, King Rose from Twitter Space.
What is going on, everybody?
What Twitters are they from? You from mine or Rob?
It's probably mine because I'm the one that has the premium.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome in.
But 8th grade, did junior high basketball, but to be honest, I really didn't do much. You
were the bench.
It's pretty much. Which was a bummer because it's like, and I was the equipment manager, which for the most part I kind of liked. I don't want to put this out of context for clips. Like, I love carrying a big bag of balls, but I was like, no, I'm not really going to go that far.
You did. You just went that far, bro.
But in reality, that's basically what I did.
A big bag of basketballs, you freaking perverts. Basketballs. And this is where I fucking took what made me lose the love of basketball for a little bit. I just kind of felt like not just being equipment. Look, I didn't mind being equipment manager, but it's like, I felt like would have liked to play. Problem is, you get that you wanted to play and shit like that.
I still have respect for Mr. Mons to this day, but back then, like, I had fucking hatred for him. I kid you not. Like, I felt sad. I felt angry. I felt disappointed. There was one time in practice where I couldn't do anything. So I said, screw it. I left and walked home.
I quit.
It's like Well, I didn't say I quit,
I
but
would have. I would have been like, you know what? If you're not going to play me, if you're not going to have me practice,
I mean, I did
quit.
see some playing time, but the problem was there was like in garbage time, so to speak, like the quote unquote fifth period, sort of
Dude.
thing.
Now, there's been a few classes where I couldn't stand the class. It was like maybe a few math classes. But other than that,
That
I had
sucks.
math was fucking dude. I hated math in high school. Hated math. But other classes were really good. I liked public speaking. I had a public speaking class, which is why it helped me a lot because it helped me hear.
That's true. And shit, I'll tell you this too. Like that, the only time I ever took a public speaking class was when I went to junior college. Now, here's the thing: I'd never ever get hold any grudges against anybody, even in sports. But there was one time because I want to retouch on this because I don't know if I touched this upon it a little bit, where I almost wanted to snap
You did.
when I got to the varsity level my senior year.
You actually covered this on the last episode.
But for those who don't understand the backstory to this, senior year comes, I was excited for one, for my academics, but at the same time, also felt the sense of dread, knowing that I'm going to get to play, unfortunately, never play varsity, which, and I still to this day, I still consider myself a JV player, and I've always have been that for years since then, because I kind of felt like varsity was never for me. And I have a varsity layer downstairs, and I look at it and said, I'm thinking to myself, do I even really deserve this? All I did, was not do anything. Even in our playoff run, really was just nothing but a glorified bench cheerleader. That's basically how I got treated.
You were just that player to fill the roster. That's all you were.
Yeah, I was pretty much like a waste of space, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like a wasted roster space.
Yeah.
Because I kid you not, I told Tyler this one time too. I think, not because I don't know if we were friends on Facebook, but I know,
we were friends on Facebook, for years. I think me and you were on Facebook since we met.
I mean, before Facebook fucking hates me, but that's, but besides
Facebook fucking.
Because I remember I texted Tyler one day, felt like I actually wanted to fucking quit. Like I was at my breaking point.
Yeah,
to the point where it's like I wanted to fucking quit.
Yeah, you text me. You're like, bro, I can't deal with this anymore, dude. Because it's like they don't want to utilize me in varsity. You had that same problem in college.
Problem is that they just saw me as just a random walk on, and did it 3 times. And it's like,
you were like, dude, I quit. I'm like, dude,
I just pretty much gave up at that. And
I'm like, your next step should be you find a league somewhere. Find a league somewhere. You were there for a while.
And it kind of bummed me out that I had to get let go a couple years back.
But that's sometimes how it happens. And
I said, at least I'm not saying, man, I need to know how a major leaguer feels being a free agent. So
yeah,
because I've also admitted a lot of times too, like my ultimate goal in life was to play Major League Baseball.
That dream.
Now, at my age now, I pretty much just gave up on it. I know that fucking hurts me to death because it was one of my ultimate dreams as a kid. It's like, to play on the big stage. Hell, even play for my hometown team. Never got the opportunity. And seeing these kids nowadays, getting to live that, say, it really bugs me. It really bugs me to see and the problem what held me back was I didn't start playing baseball until I was like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm 20. I'm about to turn 28 in March.
That was your downfall. It was the fact that you started late.
Because remember, because I moved down south after my T-ball years, and over time, because I'm lucky to even be a late bloomer to begin with, but at the same point, it's like, and just seeing all like basically in short, like I was probably that one person that gets left in the dust. You got these people. got you got these like the superstars, and even at the high school levels, like meh. Me, I just didn't really care. I was just like I was just like someone to keep quiet. And I'll tell you, and one time, I think we were doing. I don't know, it was practice or an inter squad game. I had a couple teammates of mine. Were kind of pushing a little bit, and dude, when I tell you, I snapped it. I literally wanted to fucking punch a few of them. Like I literally said, "Don't fucking bug me," and I raised my voice to the point where, I felt like I had a blackout moment. And Tyler, you know that better than anybody, but
Yeah, and here's my side of the story because I dealt with one of those instances, but he didn't really like bitch at me. Like he didn't go that far with me, because obviously he knew better, even though he was black the fuck out at that point.
mm-hmm.
Now what happened is that we were walking into school. This was early in the morning. We had just gotten into school, and next thing you know, he stops dead in the center of the lobby. There's a lobby there with like a security office, a library, a TV screen over here on a wall.
Yeah.
And then down you have like the one hallway, the other hallway, and then like,
And you got the main office.
Main office is there.
And then you walk by the auditorium.
Yeah, the auditorium's like right on the side.
On the right hand side.
The right hand side of the lobby. So he stops like dead center of the lobby. Dead center. And he spaces out. And I go, dude, you okay? He goes, not right now, or leave me alone. Like in a stern voice, but he wasn't yelling. I'm like, all right. Okay.
I think the worst of it came at lunchtime.
No, because nothing happened at lunch. Nothing happened at lunch.
I remember
that day. Nothing happened at lunch because you were like, you were like, dude, leave me alone, or dude, not right now, like in a certain voice. But you were still being friendly.
Yeah, and
you were like, dude, not right now. And I'm like, all right, I'll let you have.
Like I was going through some shit.
And then you shook your head and you go, yo, what happened? I'm like, yeah, you were just in like this like weird dark space or whatever. Like you were possessed in a way.
I really hardly ever go in those spaces, and it takes a lot, you know what I mean, to do.
And the thing is, though, I looked at you, I'm like, dude, are you okay? And you were like, yeah, man, I'm fine now. But he's like, but you asked me because you did have moments. You told me before when this happened, you had moments where you lashed out at somebody. And and you looked at me like, dude, did I lash out at you? I'm like, no, you just told me to leave you alone for a minute, but you didn't lash out. You're like, all right, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, no, you're fine.
But yeah, it's and like I said, and now when I look back at it, it's like, it's like, beyond, I mean, the way I can compare myself when I was on the varsity, I pretty much stuck out like a sore thumb. That's how I looked at it, knowing the fact that, yeah, would have been nice to actually have it, because in my career, the last, what's it, 2025 now, 13 years now, I've been very close to even sniffing championship glory. Unfortunately, I played on teams where we fell short, or, in case in point, we're first round exits, and it was very disappointing. And it's like,
I remember 1 year. It was that 1 year I lucked out and joined the football team as like a water boy. I was still on the football team. I was just not the player, obviously, because disability. Hello, I can't play, but that 1 year I did feel that taste of first round defeat. I felt it.
Right.
It sucked.
It sucks. But for me, I've dealt with that consistently for like 3 to 4 times.
So I can definitely imagine how you feel. Like, damn, we can't get over the hump.
Yeah, like I played on teams like we were just hot garbage, and and the fact that we couldn't get out of the first round for the first 3 to 4 years, and until having like a new little league coach coming in at one point. And that pretty much, changed everything, and this time we were the second round exit, but unfortunately we ran into a tough Stratford team. I kind of felt kind of very happy about that at the same time. Because we actually finally did go farther than I've expected. But the one thing I still, and even to this day, I still hate Gloucester for, and Gloucester Little League in particular, was fucking booting me out of this town to go to Mount Ephraim. I remember that clearly, and that fucking hurt me.
They had a tendency to do that to a lot of kids back in those days, man. They got a tendency to do that a lot. It's like, dude, you don't
it fucking hurt me. It really did.
I understand that. Like, I understand that you're trying to fill out. You had a roster. You have all these rosters filled out because of all these kids. But yeah, it had to have hurt. But
it did. But at the same time, too, like, at the time, as we and for those who have not seen the Little League World Series last over the years, for like short distances. Me, on the other hand, I never experienced that. Me, I had to learn the 60 feet 6-inch mound and 90-foot base pass the hard way. Wasn't easy. I'll tell you that it wasn't easy, but over time, and I kind of gotten used to it. And there goes my nose fucking itching as usual. God damn it.
There it goes. Every single stream, something has to itch.
But I will tell you this too, and there's a couple stories to it, that even in my career, I have 2 stolen bases. I know it's crazy as it sounds, and I remember this is my junior year of high school at Gloucester High. I remember this clearly. Because this is when Chad Zierfalls took over the JV team. I remember this clearly.
I remember you texting me like, dude, I got a stolen base. I'm like, bitch, how?
So he called a fake bunt steal because they weren't expecting it. I get my ass like almost to second base and I belly flopped in the dirt. Because someone told me how to slide head first. So I was like, screw it, let's just belly flop on the way.
Thunk.
I did that twice actually, but really, in the end, I played on some really good teams, and Chad, even to this day, I still have the utmost respect for to this day. Galbraith, I'm 50. I mean, I kind of squashed that hate, the grudge inside, for a little bit, for the most part, because it was one of the reasons why I wanted to ask for my demotion back to JV.
But yeah, man, like.
Speaking of which, and that's another funny story I want to bring up too. So it was raining. Okay, so after it rained, so obviously, we had to go help, take care of the field and whatnot. So me, Steven, and a few other guys says, I screw it, because they asked, if you want to race, I said, fuck it, why not? We were wearing our metal cleats, because this was after I transitioned from molded to metal. Dude, when I tell you I slipped and bust my ass in the wet grass while wearing metal spikes, I'm thinking to myself, like, how does that fucking happen?
Listen,
I was like, dude.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes your balance is
the worst. I mean, yeah, I've dealt with some injuries over my career. I mean, I remember one practice we were doing at Alice Costello in Brooklawn. I don't know exactly what drill we were doing, but I remember this clearly where I rolled my ankle so badly, like I could not run. Like I had to hobble. Like I sprained my ankle so badly, I had to freaking put a little wrap on it to prevent the swelling.
Yeah.
Because my dumb ass, because it's not graceful like a gazelle. I'm like a newborn colt on ice. I can be strong from the lower half, but I'm not as graceful as a gazelle because like it's a free accident waiting to happen. And
I'm like the same fucking thing. There's been a few times I ate shit in the house.
Yeah, that's also true. And I wish
I'm not as graceful as the gazelle either, bro. So don't worry about it.
But in the end, I dealt with a couple sprained ankles. Luckily, in my career, I've been knocking on wood. Didn't do anything. Haven't suffered anything serious like a torn knocking on wood, or not a ruptured Achilles or a torn ACL. Because good lord, because that would be the worst thing to happen. But at the same point, I mean, I've taken some beatings especially when you get hit by a pitch. I think I remember it was on the Gloucester Catholic because I don't know how many times we played them. I know that either my sophomore or my junior year. I think we played them a couple times, but I could be fucking wrong. Because I could have, or it could have been somebody else. I'm thinking of, but I remember I got pelted. I remember like this dude tried to go high and inside. I had no choice but to turn and got clocked in the shoulder blade. Then as soon as I got home after the game, I took my jersey off, and when I tell you that shit was black and blue, it was bad. But it was bad to the point you could see the actual seams of the baseball imprinted in my skin.
Yeah, that had to have.
And that's not the first time I took. Hell, even as a pitcher, I'll tell you, one too. I took a bit of a hard comebacker off the shin.
God damn.
Luckily, shin didn't break it because it kind of it kind of skipped off the dirt on the mound, kind of softened the blow a little bit, but still stung a little bit. I got hit in the stomach with a comebacker. That was pretty much like fucking padding. So pretty much I got hit in my beer gut.
Oh yeah, I have the story too. Mom just mentioned it. But my brother got clocked in the neck with a baseball.
But I remember clearly your brother clocked me in the head with a baseball bat. I remember
right near the juggler, man. My brother got clocked. And also, my dad got clocked in the face, busted his lip with a freaking baseball.
Yeah, who threw it?
Brandon.
I think it was a bounce pass and came up.
Bounce pass, yeah, bounce off the concrete.
Mm.
And it was during, ironically, when I think it was my brother's practice or baseball, one of those things.
Yeah, and that was also funny too.
Brother's baseball game.
Oh yeah, and that's another story I want to bring up too. So before I got my grandfather a chest protector and a face mask. So we were doing bullpen session. He was taking risks of doing bullpen sessions with no equipment. I actually spiked the pitch into the turf because we were doing it indoors and clocks him and knocks most of his dentures out. I was like, well, and since then that was like, yeah, that's time to get new equipment. And it's been doing that ever since. Even in my personal catcher for years. But I've also been clocked in the head. God bless you. I've been clocked in the head a couple times.
Thank you.
But I remember your brother clocking me in the back of the skull with a baseball bat, and I'm still fucking mad about it.
No. My brother did not clock you.
Who was it?
With a baseball bat. He literally on the back screen hit you in the nuts. Remember that shit, Mom? Me and Rob were neighbors, and my brother did a backswing because he was practicing and hit him in the nuts that one time. And
he nutted me.
I just fucking died.
Yeah, you were dying because I got
laughing her ass off right now.
Yeah, I got hit.
On the backswing, you get clocked in the nuts. And you went down like a sack of potatoes. I'm laughing.
Yeah, because
that's what best friends do. We don't ask if they're okay.
No, I just told no. I just told the story. I just told the story of when I was in the hallway in Gloucester High and I was with my crutches and I ate shit going in the hallway to the nurse, busted my leg, and Rob's laughing at me like a hyena from Lion King.
Get the fuck up.
No, he didn't tell me to get the fuck up. He just laughed like a hyena.
Why? I fell and Dad laughed at me and told me to get the fuck up.
Well, Dad just tells you, get the fuck up.
I ain't got time for this.
I ain't got time for this. Get the fuck up.
Was at that point where you and Anthony's drunk asses just ate shit in the concert that one time?
Yeah, she pulled me and she pulled me. I fell in
Shit.
But anyways,
a lot of stories are coming out on this episode.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Why do you think both our families are similar in the sense?
Both our families are similar. Like your mom is like my mom.
Even though my mom could
laugh so hard you pissed yourself.
Oh, I've done that plenty of fucking times.
Yeah.
My mom, every time she gets up and laughs, she has to like cross her leg like she's about to piss.
My mom's the same way. Like once you get her going.
See, there you go. Our moms are basically the same.
And my grandma's the same way too. Once you get her going, I mean.
Yeah, mom was laughing so hard last night she was changing colors. She says.
Yes.
Yeah.
Laugh farts because you fart.
I've done that.
Because you farted, you laugh even harder, and you just
I've done that. Oh man.
But really, in the end, though, I couldn't really ask for a more broken best friend. I guess you could say that. And
You
it's, I
talking
mean,
about
they were
are you
both
talking
poking
about
it.
physically right now? Are you talking about physically? You ribbing me about my disability again, brother, motherfucker?
Brother fucker, is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, brother fucker.
Thank you. I didn't have to say it. Holy shit, Tyler. You thought I had a bad speaking
I'm
problem.
dissing you in any way I know how, bro. No.
Yeah, but anyways, though.
But was that a disabled joke again, brother?
No, not really.
Yeah, that's a lie. I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, shit. When people tell you to take a seat, I mean, they say, "Oh, you have your own already."
Exactly. That's a luxury. That's a fucking luxury, bro.
Yeah, good job to you, Stephen
Guess what? I
Hawking.
already have one. It's called a wheelchair.
I mean, shoot. Thank God you're at least you're the. I would say this too. Like, God rest Stephen Hawking, but you're pretty much the
The guy's a
non-ALS version of Stephen Hawking, the dumb version.
You motherfucker. My dad over here chuckled at that joke. Are you kidding me?
welcome to
I know.
welcome to that
It's hilarious.
motherfucker.
I'm not ribbing you for it, but that shit's funny.
But I mean, shoot.
Fucking non-ALS version.
It always.
Okay.
I mean, shoot. But I mean, anyway. So I'm gonna.
I gotta make up some autism. I gotta make some autism jokes for your ass. Then.
I mean, you can always tell me I have the touch of the tism.
You got a lot of the tism, not a touch.
Ain't you wrong? But I mean, at the same point, it's like for me, I just embrace it at this point in my life. That's like, I don't think it's. I just don't even think I just. But anyways, though.
Like, I understand I got limitations and shit. I can't work. I can't drive a car.
I mean, you're still doing ways to help out.
Dude.
That's all matters.
Dude, I got a fucking check that comes in. I help out with that. Food stamps helps out with that. Also,
yeah.
Like, I got a lot of shit that helps, and I help my own way, and I do YouTube, which helps me be preoccupied and shit, and also it's fun. But
you're not wrong.
What other thing should we touch
I think
on?
we should pretty much hit everything on the head. But anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah, we need to save more stories for the next episode. We did like 5
well, I
stories.
think that's so far the only stories I came up with, or thought of so far.
Like, what other stories do I have before we leave? Yeah, I think we covered it.
Yeah,
covered a lot of stories. How our families are basically similar. How we're best
I mean, yeah. I mean, had to touch on some depressing topics, but I mean, kind of give people, showing some.
We had to be vulnerable, bro. We had to be vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, that's
bro.
Also, too, and also then I'm going to give a quick shout out to any creators out there too, especially our wrestling content some of the wrestling content creators too. I mean,
I'm gonna touch on this immediately, like right now, because it needs to be dealt with the content.
Yeah, I was saying it needs to be said.
Wheezy and Hope Division. I don't know if she's a content creator. That's her account name. I don't really know her real name, but that's how But she's under and then also other creators have come out about this guy. I urge you guys, if you are subscribed to Mr. Tesh, get rid of him. He is a toxic human being. He doesn't deserve fame, fortune, none of that. He is an asshole.
I mean, the fact that this man's running away is laughable.
He creeps on women. He tears them down. And it seems like the way that the stories are going, he's targeting women. The content creators who are women.
Yeah.
Please avoid that man at all costs. Over here, women are welcome. Women content creators are welcome. We support them. We love them. Like they're content creators because they are.
Also, but yeah. But besides that, that is going to conclude episode 6 of the Real Talk podcast. Because, like I said, we'll do these occasionally. I think pretty much we have talked about everything, dude. And I gotta rip some ass so badly.
Mike, okay, that's random as shit.
But besides that, everyone, appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the All-Star Sports Show. Shit, I gotta get some topics written down. But besides that, have a good night, everybody.
Peace.